Start a fucking revolution. Start a fucking revolution. Start a fucking revolution. You've got nothing to lose.
Okay, folks, so a guy named Max Azzarella, he set himself on fire today in front of the courthouse in New York City where Trump's trial is going on. So, of course, I am not going to show the video. That's for you to look up if you so wish. I don't wish you to do that because I don't support giving yourself PTSD. I'm actually kind of serious, so if you don't need to, don't do that. But anyway, I don't know currently what the status of if he is dead or if he is alive but has the worst burn. I heard that it was pretty bad. Self-immolation, like complete. Anyway, he is, let's take a look here. His name is Max Azzarello. And he dropped a stack of papers that led observers to his Substack called the Ponzi Papers. Okay? And as you saw, that was him at the first on a video, Instagram or something, of course, singing Revolution. And so anyway, I'll go into what he actually kind of said here. Not the whole thing, because he goes, but the first is kind of actually revealing. And might I say, this is a person who really needed help mentally. And I actually have, to be honest, I actually have a little sympathy for him because I'll be honest, he needed help. And this actually, people are going on the left and the right and they're saying this is against Trump or this was against Biden. He actually was just saying stuff out of, against like totalitarianism, period. So, so anyway, he says, "My name is Max Azzarello." So let's see the actual post right here. Here it is. This is his Substack called the Ponzi Papers. "I've set myself on fire outside the Trump trial. My name is Max Azzarello. I'm an investigative researcher who has set himself on fire outside of the Trump trial in Manhattan. Again, a person who had mental problems, mental difficulties, for sure. And this is the product of those mental difficulties. This extreme act of protest is to draw attention to an urgent and important discovery. We are victims of a totalitarian con, and our own government, along with many of their allies, is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup." Do I disagree? No. Actually, I kind of am like, yeah. These claims sound like fantastical conspiracy theory, but they are not. They are proof of conspiracy. If you investigate this mountain of research, you will prove them too. If you learn a great deal about Ponzi schemes, you will discover that our life is a lie. If you follow this story and the links below, you will discover the rotten truth of post-truth America. You will learn the scariest and stupidest story in world history, and you will realize that we are all in a desperate state of emergency that requires your action. To my friends and family, witnesses and first responders, I deeply apologize for inflicting this pain upon you. But I assure you it is a drop in the bucket compared to what our government intends to inflict, because these words are true. This is an act of revolution. And so I'll leave a link to the post if you want to read this whole thing about the world Ponzi scheme is basically how he's couching this. So, it's actually painful. That's pretty painful, especially when he says, to my friends, family, witnesses, and first responders, I deeply apologize for inflicting this pain upon you. It's a sad story. And here's just some pictures from some of his posts, I think, on Instagram. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Let's see, and then, yeah, he just he's just showing a printout of what he did in his Substack, big Ponzi players. He says like Elon Musk, Jeff Epstein, Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton. Virtually, let's see, he talks about cryptocurrency, more big Ponzi players, Richard Branson, Ross Perot, Mark Cuban, Elizabeth Holmes. Wow. He says, hello, friends. If you're wondering what sprawling madness I've been on about, here's my first crack at a cohesive summary. Questions and feedback infinitely appreciated. My gratitude to my beta readers, and then he lists off just some users who read his Substack. So let's continue on. Somebody says he is a nut job who needs mental help, or he did. Now, I'm not sure what his status is, if he's alive still again, but he actually printed off some of this information in pamphlets, and they contained a link to the Substack that we just looked at called the Ponzi Papers. The content of the pamphlet seems to be related to his online manifesto, in which he described his self-immolation as an extreme act of protest. Matthias says, if someone is willing to give up their life for a cause, I will always hear what you have to say, even if I ultimately disagree vehemently. Not sure about this guy yet. I agree, strange happenings nowadays. Somebody said, I don't disagree with his message, just his method. Well, I agree. Yeah, I'm kind of like, well, I think a lot of people are getting this now. Of course, that with so much that's happened in the last couple of years, so much that's been revealed that the United States is not what we thought it was for so long. A lot of people. And people are... the end products of people's reactions to that are showing up now. And this isn't a very extreme reaction. And again, my heart and my condolences go out to him and to his family and friends and the first responders, like he said too, because he needed help. He really needed help, because I understand the pain. I understand that pain of going, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. We're being screwed with. I can understand that feeling of hopelessness and stuff like that. I have a different perception on life. I don't do that. I don't black pill completely because I have a different beliefs. Okay. And that's just differences between people. But my heart goes out to him and his family for sure. Paul Zapula says, people are going to try and paint Max Azzarello as either a Trump or Biden supporter, and the truth is he was neither. Viral News New York City took this photo where you can see the sign Max was carrying. He was against both candidates. And this sign says, Trump is with Biden, and they're about to fascist coup us. Okay. So, of course, you're going to see probably news organizations on both sides that are going to try to couch this against, oh, this was protesting against Trump, protesting against Biden, and it looks like it was just kind of neither. It just looked like an act of absolute frustration. Is Joe Biden purposely destroying America as part of a fascist world coup? Well, let's take a look here.
Nevada. Yesterday, 911 emergency service was down in multiple states. Entire or partial parts of South Dakota, Nebraska, Texas, Nevada, Florida, Kentucky, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Interesting enough, just a few hours prior to the outages, this article is published on ABC News. DHS warns the public, and then hours later, the exact same thing they warned of happens. How did they know? Just since the beginning of 2024, we've seen AT&T go down countless times. All the social media platforms and communication services go down at opportune moments, like Super Tuesday. Actually received this friendly email from AT&T today. Personal information was compromised. Thanks, guys, for the useless heads up. I can go down the rabbit holes today. Predictive programming, PSYOP, digital warfare, etc. But I'm not. Instead, let's keep it super basic. Our country is falling apart. That's a fact. Emergency systems are failing. Air travel is a travesty. Scheduling delays are the new norm. Planes are literally falling apart. Trains derail. Bridges fall. With an illegal migrant crisis, every major city is completely overrun. Homelessness and rampant drug use is out of control. Online censorship is ramping up as the platforms are controlling what you can see and say. Everywhere you look, it's war. There's only two explanations, really. One, this is all intentional, but we'll save that for another day. Or two, the leadership is incompetent. Because according to the White House press secretary,
A couple things I can share what the president is doing today. As he always does, he's working around the clock, focusing on the issues that matter to the American people, everyday Americans, obviously.
if Biden, as said by the White House itself, is working around the clock because I trust their words, he's either intentionally sabotaging the country or incompetently, unknowingly sabotaging the country. Which one do you think it is? Yesterday, 911 emergency.
Okay, so that's interesting. Well, I think yeah, it's for sure intentional. Absolutely, I'm not like shocked. I mean, it is because this goes along with the Cloward Piven strategy, basically to overwhelm. Let's see. The strategy aims to utilize militant anti-poverty groups to facilitate a political crisis by overloading the welfare system via an increase in welfare claims, forcing the creation of a system of guaranteed minimum income and redistributing income through the federal government. Okay, so that's one tenet to this strategy that's going on that takes on the disguise of utter incompetence or just like, it's out of our control. We don't have enough resources. When really, when I see bridge collapses, stuff like that, things going on with airplanes, it's a bit of a tangent, but I just see part of this as actual deliberate plan. And if you want more information on this, please read Saul Alinsky's book. Forget what it's called, but Obama loved it. Because Obama's he's all for this. He's all for this destruction of the United States type thing. That's kind of that was their thing. It's not like a big, at this point, I don't sit there and go, whoa, because it's just, I've known about this for a while and I've had time to just digest it and go, okay, rather than panic, what can you do to be more vigilant? That's for another time. But anyway, let's get back to this. So, somebody says about this guy, Max, he says, time will tell. There's a thin line between crazy and genius. He's probably not completely wrong. Well, he isn't. I don't believe he is. I think he's exactly right in what he's saying. Thank God he didn't harm anyone else. Well, it didn't sound like he wanted to. Again, I don't know very much about this guy, but he just says, we're victims of a totalitarian con and our own government is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist worldview. And, actually, I think objectively he's right there because that's part of the Great Reset is the cyber attack is the next thing. Number one was to unleash a virus and then unleash a poisonous vaccine. The second thing was to do a cyber attack. And there's a couple of steps involved in the entire Great Reset. The Great Reset basically requires them to demolish current society, current Western society, demolish it to the floorboards, and then build something new in its place. It's pretty awful. So this is from the Post-Millennial. They showed Max Azzarello's LinkedIn profile photo before he was self-immolated in front of the Trump trial was set to a picture of him and Bill Clinton. See, boy, he's a really short guy. So that was him. I don't know how long ago that was. But anyway, that was his LinkedIn profile photo. There it is again. There's a bigger version of it. So in terms of his political views, Azzarello's posted on what's called the anarcho-communist Reddit pages. I'll show you that. So Max stated on Reddit he was an anarcho-communist. So it says, my politics include believing both U.S. parties have been taken over by financial criminals. Well, that's actually, I agree with that. And that the U.S. has been a full-blown secret kleptocracy ever since CIA Director George H.W. Bush got into the White House. I'm a huge proponent of left unity and believe that only the left has the power to build a united movement to enact meaningful change. I don't agree with that at all. I wish more leftists realized that shouting ACAB and memeing about guillotines and Molotovs is precisely what our criminal government would want them to do. In my eyes, the only thing ACAB stands for is all cops are brainwashed. Okay, I worship Mother Earth magazine to the high heavens. And then here's proof of his account. Let's see. And the true history of the World Haunted Carnival, Koo Radley, and this is his pamphlet that he was handing out. And this pamphlet, he posted the same pamphlet that was found near Max's body. This same pamphlet was found near where he was burned. Let's see. Similarly, we can, okay, so let's move on. Max also had another account under the user Mr. Samsonite. And again, I'm not going to zoom in here, but he's showing the same pamphlet with a link to the Ponzi Papers on Substack. So let's go back to this article. And so anyway, that's what I'm seeing right now. There's just a little bit more information coming out about this. Do I agree or disagree with certain things? Yes and no, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It's just a sad story, and I hate to report something just kind of sad like this. But I thought I mean it seems important, and it says man who lit himself on fire outside of New York Trump trial ID'd as anti-fascist agitator Max Zarello. Well, anyway, so you get it, and anyway, that's what all I've got today on this guy. He claims he's an investigative researcher, and he ran that blog in which he claims New York University is ran by the mob, and he's fighting the totalitarian system. So anyway, let me know what you think of this sad case. And I didn't want to plummet, just throw a sad case at you, and I don't do that all the time, but I just thought that was something that was interesting and revealing, and it also, I'm just sad to see these people that they're not being helped. They're not getting necessarily the help they need, and it seems like a kind of a lonely existence for sure. So anyway, pray for his family and friends. And so anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Please put a like on the video if you like it, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and comment below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.